He's joining us now. Chris, did Westbrook convince you this will work?
Well, Jen, let me start here. I don't doubt, nor have I ever doubted for 1 minute since the trade was announced, that Westbrook would have the right attitude and that he would try to fit in and that he would be willing to defer to LeBron and AD. He was willing to defer to James Harden. He tried to make it work. He got off the ball. He did what they asked him to do. So Russ is going to come in and try to do the right thing. You saw how happy he was. I mean, he was excited. I haven't seen Russ like that often. He's clearly glad to be playing for the Lakers, the team he grew up rooting for. I get all that. The question is, can he adjust? He's been playing this way for 13 years in the NBA. Okay, it's almost like if Deontay Wilder decides, you know what? The way for me to beat Tyson Fury now is I got to outbox him. Oh, he can mean that from the bottom of his heart. He can mean that to his very core that he's going to turn into a boxer. But he won't be able to because it's not who he is. And at this stage of his career, certainly not who it is. That's the question with Westbrook. And then as I watched the press conference yesterday, I saw clearly the Lakers have not thought this out and come up with the game plan. All right, and comments from Frank Vogel, comments from Westbrook, they don't know. And we heard about how LeBron and AD and Westbrook met at LeBron's house 3-4 weeks ago to hash everything out. I mean, that sounds like that was a quick conversation. All right, I'm sure they talked about, look, we just want to win. We all got to look, I'm willing to sacrifice, man. I just want to ring LeBron. I'm from L.A. You know I just want to win for the Lakers, and LeBron just wants to win. I mean, I'm sure it was all that, and LeBron's probably like, yo, I'll play the 4, AD, I'll play the 5. Cool, let's go do it. All right, without really thinking it out. And you know what? At this point, that's okay. Because they have the whole season and preseason and training camp and everything to see how it works. They took the approach, let's just go get the championship level talent, and then we'll figure it out. And that's a legitimate school of approach that some school of thought that some people in the NBA take. Just give me the talent. We'll figure the rest out, because that is better than not having the talent if you just don't have a team that's good enough. And so that's where the Lakers are. As far as the fit, you guys know I said I think LeBron should be the point guard. He should play like Magic Johnson. Make sure the other two stars and everybody else gets their points. LeBron will be able to get his. In reality, I think kind of like it's been LeBron's whole career pretty much, he and Westbrook will share the ball handling duties just like he did with Wade and Kyrie and even last year to some degree with Schroeder. When LeBron's off the ball, when Russ has it, LeBron will be at that elbow where he can make plays from, or I'd like to see him in the post. I like him. If he wants to go down there, I'm all with that. So I think that's how to be. And then at the end of games, LeBron will have the ball. He'll be the decision maker. And that's where it's going to be tough. Because we all know they're going to all but hold up signs to Westbrook and say, shoot. Shoot the 3. They're going to be standing in the paint, daring him to shoot. And it's not only going to clog up the paint for him, but also for LeBron and AD to get in there. So they're going to have to work through that. Look, they got the talent. I think it can work. I have them as favorites in the West, but this won't be anywhere near as seamless a fit as Brooklyn was, even if they're all have the right attitude, which I believe they do.
I agree. That was my thing, Chris, is that like it's kind of like a first date. When you meet the in-laws for the very first time, you go to somebody's house like, oh, it's so nice to meet you, and oh, I love your daughter, I love your son. Once we met, and he told me so much. Everybody's on their best behavior. At press conferences, everybody always says the right thing. I can see myself being here. I want to finish my career here. Skip, remember they had that fan day, and Kyrie says, if you would have me back, I would love to sign with the Celtics. He signed with the Celtics.
Yep.
And a year later, Kyrie was in Brooklyn. So I don't, and I agree again, Chris, with you. Russ wanting to play for his hometown team. It's not very often your hometown team is a cornerstone franchise of the NBA. They've won 17 titles. You remember 99, 2000, 2001, when he's probably 11, 12 years of age, they're winning titles. Man, if I'm fortunate enough and I can play in the NBA and play for my team, oh, that would be something special. My mom, my homeboys, my family and friends could come see me play. That would be great. But Chris, we talk about Russ has never been anything but 1A. Forget number two, but he deferred to James Harden. That puts him at 2. You talk about moving him all the way down to 3. LeBron AD or AD LeBron, not Russ. And like you said, he's played this way for so long. It's hard to ask someone when you've done something for so long. You take any group of people, if they prepared a meal a certain way, it's hard to break them out of that. My grandmother cooked a certain way. My great-grandma cooked those wood stoves. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It was hard to get her to cook on a conventional stove because she had cooked her whole life on that wood stove.
Yep.
Russ has played like this, Skip, his whole NBA career.
He has.
And now you're asking him at 31 or 32, okay, bro, maybe we need you to catch and shoot. He's not a great catch-and-shoot guy. He's a guy that needs the ball, tries to get to a point. He can shoot the mid-range, kiss the ball off the glass. That's what he likes to do. He likes to get downhill. Now you want him to temper that back? It's not a great fit. But if anybody can put this 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle together in a matter of time, GOAT James can do it.
He is not GOAT James, but I do agree with your premise. If anybody can figure this out, he might be able to. But what I can't figure out is that I listen to my friend Chris and then my man Shannon, and you go on and on expressing grave doubts about Russell Westbrook's ability to fit. And then the next breath you're saying, but it'll be okay because they're going to be better than they were last year. They can't be better than they were last year.
They'll Skip. At the end of the day, this comes down to a championship. Do I believe they'll have a better record? Yes, because I believe both guys will stay healthy, AD and LeBron. But at the end of the day, if they're not celebrating like they did in 2020, what does it matter?
None. It doesn't, especially at this age of LeBron's career.
It's a championship or nothing.
He's going to year 19?
Yeah, we got plenty more. We got about 2-3 more.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
You're going to be Brady-esque?
We played at the bare minimum. Oh, I tell you what. Once we get past Kareem, we'll start real bad.
So Chris used the word adjusting, that can Russ adjust? I just don't think that word is either in his vocabulary or in his genetics. He's not an adjuster by nature.
Right.
LeBron is an adjuster.
Yeah.
I think LeBron is going to have to figure out how to adjust to Russ more than the other way around.
For the first time, yes.
And yet every